Hello, everyone, and welcome back to 10 for 10, 10-minute videos about resources for the queer and Latinx community. My name is Nata, and my pronouns are he, him, his.
Nick Arteaga, he, him, they, them, and I'm from the Utah Pride Center. And then today we do have an amazing guest from Tracy Aviary. Frances, you want to say hi?
Hi everyone. So my name is Frances, and I use she, her pronouns.
Perfect.
Awesome. So thank you so much, Frances, for being here. I know as part of the community, as part of Utah community in Salt Lake, I've heard of the Tracy Aviary, and I'm assuming it's about birds because of aviary. But tell us, Frances, about Tracy Aviary and like the history and how you got involved in it and what you like about most, what you like most.
Yeah, so I'm relatively new to the organization. I started last December, and yeah, so the aviary is about birds, as the name would suggest, but I guess a hashtag that we're fond of is more than an aviary, which is we want to be about birds within grounds, but also about conservation locally, about reaching out to the community and talking about environmentalism, talking about like nature that can be in your backyard and how you can enjoy these spaces that are around you, like the Jordan River, for example.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just wanted to mention how cool it was. I didn't realize. I was just so immersed in that information. That's awesome. So do you spend your time at more than one of the locations? And are there things about each location that you like the most?
Yeah. So I've been spending a majority of my time at our second location, which is the Jordan River Nature Center. So that's located on 3300 South. And yeah, it opened, I think, last year, unfortunately, in the middle of the pandemic. So it's sort of a hidden gem because not many people got to see it when it first opened. But now we're slowly starting to build up our repertoire of programs, and we're hoping to have more things available to people that are like socially distanced, outside, and just welcoming to the community that's there in South Salt Lake. So, for example, one of the awesome programs we have is Let's Go Birding Together, which is a guided walk for the queer community every third Saturday. So you can sign up on our Tracy Aviary Jordan River Nature Center events page. And it's a good time. We just go out informally, take a walk, and see some good birds. So I've really been enjoying that program.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm going to jump in here just because being from the Pride Center, the Utah Pride Center, we've had the opportunity to kind of partner with that secondary location of Tracy Aviary. And we love the acronym LGBT. And so it was a fun play on, being welcoming to the queer community and also, yeah, connecting with nature, which is something anybody can do, right? So yeah, I just wanted to throw that out. It's at 9 a.m. in the morning, but it's totally worth it.
Yeah, I mean, you could always grab an iced coffee on your way.
True. Yeah, Frances knows me.
So Frances, what kind of other programs do you guys have?
Yeah, so one that we actually recently started, and it's sort of my like small child of a project, is called Birds and Beavers, or Castores y Comunidad, which we're hoping to like develop a lot more educational programs now that the summer is starting up and people are able to get out a little bit more. But it's actually a bilingual community science project that we are hoping more people will get involved in, and we hope it'll be much more accessible to the community of South Salt Lake. So the premise is that we know that there are beavers along the Jordan River. People like walk, bike, hike up and down the trail. But if they manage to see some beavers, we're really interested in knowing how does beaver activity affect bird habitat? And in turn, how can we create and manage some of this land so that it's beneficial to birds, beavers, and the people who live here? So we have a suite of educational programs that'll be coming out soon. And for right now, if people see beavers, they can call the Beaver Hopline.
That's awesome. How does one get involved with this project?
Yeah, that's a great question. So you can go to tracyaviaryconservation.org/birds beavers. And the webpage is both in English and in Spanish. So people can read about it, leave comments, and get in touch if there's something in particular they want to see, like maybe family beaver walks, or, drop us a line if you have suggestions.
Yeah, that is great. And we will definitely put that information in the description above and below. I also wanted to ask you, Frances, how did you get involved with Tracy Aviary? And what are you passionate about in that organization?
Yeah. So I got involved because I actually majored in zoology as an undergrad. So essentially, I'm a zoologist. So a scientist who studies all sorts of animals. When I was in school, I was like, I love animals so much, but I can't choose just one. So I was out there taking classes like mammalogy, herpetology, ornithology, and just kind of learning a little bit about all the different species there are. But eventually I found out that I really like birds and I really like mammals. So that became sort of my two focuses. And prior to working with Tracy Aviary, I was working with the National Park Service in Arizona. And that was really cool. But I really started to think, I think I want to get back into birds. That's, I think, where my heart is. So really passionate about bird conservation. And then this job opened up. So my official title is Conservation Outreach Biologist. So it's sort of a nice union between being in the field, doing the science, but also talking to people and saying, hey, this is why our science is important, and I'd love for you to come join us. So I'm really passionate about seeing like young people like envisioning themselves and seeing themselves represented in this field, because there are not always a lot of visible POC or queer POC in this field. So just having those presence in these spaces can be really encouraging to younger generations, and just like community members who like they may walk by and then they do a double take and they walk back and they're like, you're a scientist? And I'm like, yes, I am. And you can be too.
That is inspirational too. I think it's so good to see ourselves in the community and being part of science or society or social, all of these other branches of the world that we belong in. And it's good to see representation everywhere.
Yes.
I wanted to ask you, Frances, why birds?
Why birds? Okay, that's a good question. I mean, okay, so when I see a bird, I'm just like, that's a good bird. And I just, I mean,
love it.
you take a look at this just like really round. Okay, so some of them are not round, but a lot of songbirds are round. And they come in such a wide variety of like shapes, a wide variety of colors. And sometimes, like the very first time you put binoculars up to your eyes and see a bird really close, you're just astounded by how like bright, how lively, how delicate and intricate their feathers are. Just their structure is something that makes you say, wow, I can't believe these things like fly, they're alive. I get to see them and be near them. That's
Awesome.
that's
I love and recognize your passion, Frances, and we need more of you.
Thanks.
So one thing that I do want to say, a lot of us are very passionate about what we do, and we have, we represent all these organizations, but we're also, people of our community, people that have different likes and dislikes. So here's the fun question to wrap up for you. And the fun question is, what is your favorite snack?
My favorite snack. Oh no. That's a hard one. I love snacks. That's a good question. Well, I'd say probably rice crackers of some sort. Like if you go to the Asian grocery store and they have those like kind of salty sweet rice crackers, like I will eat those and go through an entire bag in one sitting.
I love that. I love that. Nick?
What is my favorite snack? My new favorite snack is actually, it kind of reminds me of a rice cake a little bit, but it's popcorned. So they're like triangle shaped, but it's like, I don't know, it's so good. It's kind of like rice cake texture, but they look like chips, but it's like popcorn. I don't know how to describe it, but they're delicious. You need to get some. I am not being paid to say that. I butchered it. Just kidding. But yeah, it's really, really good. I love chips. I love like crunchy textures. So that's like my new favorite right now.
Mhm.
What about you, Nata?
The crumble cookies.
Those are good.
Those are not snacks. They are definitely a whole meal because I bucks.
Treat yourself. You deserve
Treat
it.
yourself. Get diabetes while you're at it. Well, thank you everyone for joining us and for participating in this 10 for 10. If you would like more information or would like to get in contact with Frances, we'll leave her information on the description. But thank you everyone. Hope you have a wonderful day and we'll get to see you later. Bye.
Bye.